What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to Small Biz. In today's video, I'm going to explain why I'm going all in for my retirement account. Last trade on the IWM, 205.91, SOFI, $6.76 over the course of the last hour and a half. I have been adding 1% and 2% increments into those two stocks primarily. I also bought a little bit of the core holdings that we're currently trading. But we have, over the course of the last month or thereabouts, since the Japanese carry trade debacle that took the Qs down to 421, we are not going anywhere close to that. Last trade, 453 and change. But I did buy some Qs as low as 446.50 Friday night after the close. We bought some at 448.5, even at 450. But over the course of the last month and a half, we have been planting seeds, huge amounts of seeds, at much lower prices in most cases. But the IWM, as I've explained many times, again, last trade right now, 206.15. I've been buying it from 207 all the way down to 205 and change this morning. We are at 25-year lows in the IWM, the Russell 2000 small cap, relative to the S&P 500. Not since 1999, and I want to keep this video relatively short so you can take action and not have to listen to a guy that you really don't think knows what the fuck he's talking about, at least at this moment. Not since 1999, and that's true, have we seen valuations this low. The forward earnings projections on the IWM are at 14 times earnings, very cheap. 22 plus on the S&P 500. The last time we were this cheap relative to the SPY, 1999, we outperformed for almost 12 years. In fact, the equal weighted IWM, you often hear about the equal weighted SPY, S&P 500. The equal weighted Russell 2000 peaked in 2014. The actual index peaked in 2021, I believe, at 244. And it's the only one this year that's not hit a new all-time high. So I'm telling you right now, as the Fed's going to start cutting 25 basis points most likely on the 18th of the month, and then 25 basis points all the way through May, 200 full basis points in total. Yeah, your 7% mortgage is going down to 5% by the spring of next year. You're going to look back on this moment when this fucking stock, IWM, is well over $250 a share by this time next year and well over $500 a share before the end of this decade. Why was I sitting there listening to fake news with my unlubricated thumb stuck up my ass? I get it. I get it. It's an uncertain time. But that's how you make money. The next 3 or 4% could be up or down. Anything is possible in this crazy world. But where's the next 30 to 400%? Up. Up. And when the IWM peaked 10 years ago and it hasn't gone anywhere for fucking the last 5 years, pull up a chart. It's gone sideways between 170 and 230 for the last fucking 5 years. There's a catch-up trade coming, and it happens when the Fed goes into easy mode. We're about to enter that in the next couple of weeks. Do not wait for the red tie to come back officially in January of next year and stand out in the yard every damn day, unlike that clown at the beach and the cackler who can't even get in front of a camera with fake news to do a real interview without getting the questions ahead of time. Don't wait for him to be out there telling you gasoline's back to $1.50, oil's at $35, $40 a barrel. We just stocked up our reserves to last another 100 years. Eggs have gone from fucking $10 a carton back down to $2.50. And yeah, that ribeye, the one that was costing as much as $25, still at $18 a share. I don't know. I'll give you $9.99 on sale within the next 6 to 12 months. I realize it's easy to point fingers. I realize it's easy to get negged out. I realize when you look at the Kraken, and I'll try to cover that before, it's demoralizing, right? We have 3 or 4 stocks that are down 30% plus in the last few weeks on nothing. We have one. We own it at 20. Where is it right now? Around 17 cents. They've come out with 6 straight news announcements that are positive. It was up 40% in the pre-market today. I didn't pull the trigger. It didn't last that long. Some people in our Discord got out. Congratulations. I'm still sitting with it for the 3rd time now at 26. Again, last trade 17. It was 28, 36. It's come down 35% on nothing but one good news announcement after another. We got another stock that was at a quarter. The CEO was buying it hand over fist. It's down to 15 cents, an all-time low. No bad news. This is the liquidity vacuum. The bots can sense that the market is weak. There's no volume. The average retail investor that's been decimated, in particular in those shit coins, like SHIB that I said, sell at 45 and get the fuck out of Dodge. They've been demoralized. Half of our server doesn't even log in. It's so sad. Because I don't know where the next 3 or 4% are, but I'm telling you the next 30, 40, 400% in these indices is this way, not that way. This is flying cars and trips to fucking Mars. We are about to see a deflationary spiral. Yes, deflationary spiral. So if you're loaded to the gills in gold and silver and you're just going to hold it forever, maybe it works for another year or two, but you better start paying attention, because when drill baby drill starts and the productivity gains of AI start to kick in, and what could have been done at $100 today will soon be done at $20 or less by a fucking machine that has no thoughts, no ego, no feelings, no emotion. You're going to see prices across the board. I'm talking from electric vehicles to fucking eggs, and what you pay at the fucking pump come way, way, way down. Interest rates, so we can, pay the interest on $50 trillion of debt. It's currently costing us $2 billion. By the time this bull market ends at 2035 or thereabouts, it'll be $4 or $5 billion a day in interest. I'm telling you, we're going to revisit, like we just did, interest rates near zero. So if you can get a job and or a small business, get in a community like ours and hang out with hundreds of people that actually fucking care about you, and a guy that does know something about the stock market, mark my words, I said this before I close out with a Kraken. We're going to go from, oh my God, I can't believe we bought that stock, to, oh my God, I can't believe we sold that stock. The liquidity vacuum is going to work the same on the upside once the Fed gets into full motion. And when they start goosing up the money supply, which was at a 45-year low because they had to bring down inflation, especially in front of an election, so they can get you-know-who and you-know-fucking-who to stop you-know-who from going back into the White House, they're going to start cranking it up again to stave off an recession and line the pockets of the hidden hands, the fat cats that took 40% of all U.S. currency ever produced during the scamdemic. That's why you got jabbed and fucking told to sit inside. It wasn't because there was something that was going to knock you out, assuming you were a healthy person. It was so they could jack up the money supply. They added 40% of all U.S. dollars in circulation from 2020 to 2022. I could keep going with it in terms of statistics, including 129 and 2 in the last 12 months inside of the Discord. And even if I had to dump another 5, it's 129 and 7. But I'll close out with a Kraken. You've heard me say this. The CEO has no credibility. Zero. We were bottoming, so we thought. We were buying stock in the 140s, 170s. And then last night after the close, here comes somebody through, they call it FINRA. It's dark pool. It's an institution. I'll tell you who I think it is. One of two. And here they come with 900,000 shares. And even though it started to creep up earlier today, they even had it over 150 about 5 or 10 minutes before the 9:30 open. Where's it right now? Last trade, $1.18. So now you're starting to get some retail. It wasn't retail last night that sold 1 million shares. There's only 2 possibilities. One is the Keystone Cops. Let us not forget, the guy that runs this company, as bad or worse than the clown that runs Mullen into the ground, gave the Keystone Cops 300 million shares, their underwriter on that ELOC, the equipment line of credit, 300 million shares. Says it was in the fine print. I never saw that much. When I used to talk to you on the phone, you cocksucking motherfucker, you never told me you were going to go from 50 to over 500 million shares outstanding, but maybe that's what you meant when you said, I want you out of the stock. I should have listened to him. I sold 20% along with many of you at a dime. We could have mowed it down to 8, got out at break even. Now we're looking at less than a penny, reverse split adjusted. So if you take 300 million shares divided by the reverse ratio of 1 for 150, you've got 2 million shares. Is that between last night and today, them blowing out of their 2 million? Yeah. But the question I have there is, why weren't they selling when it bounced after the split to as high as 575? Maybe there was a lockup that I was unaware of. But that's one strong possibility. They're getting the fuck out of Dodge before they become non-compliant again. Another possibility is the company that owns Yahoo Finance, starts with an A as an ape, who sued them 2 years ago, basically for lying about their smart insert window biz, is just on a mission, as they have been, in my opinion. Can't prove it, but this has been mowed down on short selling, naked selling, dark pools. They want to see this motherfucker pay. And they know that the smart insert window biz is not going to be cheap. And all these new divisions between the lead pipes and the drinking water is going to require cash. And if you know who's not going to get off the ELOC and go to a non-dilutive line of credit, why not make him non-compliant? So can this go under $1? Absolutely. Will I ever buy another share? Fuck no. We got our average down to the low to mid fives. I think it's a miracle if we can get it back up to where it was when Fifi ran the other day at $2.95. And at that point, yeah, I'll be glad to take a 30 or 40% loss. Because I don't trust this fucking guy. When's the last time you heard him talk about enhancing shareholder value? And you can bet your ass Boaz, who saved this company, when he got his restricted units at 12 or 13 cents before the split, they're going to do a reprice there. Guaranteed, because there's no way anyone's going to want to stay with this company if they don't. Those restricted units, in his case, the stock is down over 90% from 13 cents to less than a penny, reverse split adjusted. But just like Doug did with the convertible preferred, when he took the warrants from, I think it was 15 or 16 down to less than a nickel, they're going to do that for the employees, because he is an A-plus kind of guy when it comes to taking care of insiders and employees. But when it comes to you and me, yeah, you're going to bend right over this desk, preferably look over the shoulder, like you want some, all the way in, up, and out the other side without any lube whatsoever. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm fighting like hell on your behalf. Always remember that I love you, and thanks so very much for watching.